into the 49ers stadium is one of the most petrifying propositions to face in the entire world. The 49ers have completely embarrassed once promising teams, destroying the Browns 31-3 and Panthers 51-13. Besides the Seahawks, this team in this stadium with these fans will put you through the meat grinder. But coming into Week 12, the team had yet to face their stiffest test, the 8-2 Green Bay Packers, led by Aaron Rodgers and rookie head coach Matt LaFleur, who has an extensive history with Kyle Shanahan. Starting in 2010, Shanahan, LaFleur, and Sean McVay each coached several seasons together with the Redskins. LaFleur's offense is a blend of Shanahan and McVay. Technically speaking, LaFleur's concepts, formations, and offensive philosophy are more similar to McVay, while stylistically, he's more comparable to Shanahan based on their higher usage of fullbacks and multiple tight end personnel packages. Coming into this matchup, the 49ers' 31.5 quarterback pressure rate led the entire NFL, and in this game, they succeeded in pressuring Rodgers an insane 67% of the time. The defensive line was a complete nightmare for the Packers. With that firestorm up front, the 49ers constructed a masterful defensive game plan on the back end to shut down anything the Packers could possibly scheme up. The primary focus of the game plan: attack Rodgers by blitzing him more than any point in the season. They blitz only 16% of the time, which is the third least in the NFL. Against the Packers, they blitzed on 27% of the snaps. They used the blitz to make Rodgers uncomfortable, as well as break some of the tendencies they've put on film in past weeks. They've struggled with disguising their blitzes this year, often tipping their hand pre-snap. What do great teams do? They self-scout. They use their weaknesses to their advantage. Usually, when a safety is capping over the top of a cornerback, that signals to the offense that this nickel corner is blitzing, and the safety will fly down to cover the receiver. The Packers think they have a good play call if nickel cornerback K'Wan Williams is blitzing. Wide receiver Davante Adams is running the coverage off deep, so the other receiver Geronimo Allison will be one-on-one against the safety with tons of space to work with. But the 49ers have set a trap for Rodgers. Williams bluffs that he's blitzing and sticks on Allison. The defense surprises Rodgers by actually blitzing the field corner on the other side, and since he thinks Williams is blitzing, he immediately flicks the ball out to Allison, who only gains a couple of yards for a dead play. While blitzing Rodgers was the primary focus of the game plan, the second was to eliminate Davante Adams. When scouting this Packers offense, if you stuff the line with blitzes and double Adams, who else is going to threaten you? The 49ers give the illusion of open space to Rodgers. On 3rd and 8, it appears Adams is one-on-one in the slot with cornerback Ahkello Witherspoon. Rodgers sees nobody in the middle of the field, so all Adams has to do is attack Witherspoon's leverage and beat him inside. Adams uses what's called a single move to fake outside, then come back in. He gains the advantage inside, but the safety Jimmy Ward, who's essentially doubling Adams, blows him up before he can convert the first down. The 49ers are using a type of man coverage called Cover 1 Thief. This is very similar to Cover 1 Robber, where the free safety is a deep zone, and the strong safety plays the rat technique to take away any crossing routes or slants underneath. Cover 1 Thief has the safeties flip-flopping roles. Here, Ward, the free safety, who would usually play over top, comes underneath to play the rat technique to double Adams, while the strong safety Jaquiski Tartt plays the deep zone. Good defensive coordinators don't ask their players to do too much. Ahkello Witherspoon is a quality cornerback, but assigning him to guard Davante Adams in the slot, in space one-on-one, is a lot to ask. The play call takes pressure off of him. His assignment is to make sure Adams doesn't beat him to the outside, because Witherspoon knows Ward will fly down as the rat to give him help inside. So Adams' single move doesn't trick Witherspoon. He just plays his assignment and funnels Adams inside to Ward. This comes at a critical moment in the game. Still only down 10 points, instead of converting on 3rd and 8, it forces the Packers into a 4th and 1 where they would run the ball and get stuffed. The game plan called for coverage to be rolled towards Adams, but it's not like this is the first time that's happened. Rodgers and Adams have been shredding double teams for years. On 3rd and 13 in the first quarter, the Packers need a shot play to gain 13 yards and finally get their offense going. They've called a variation of the scissors concept, while Adams is running a deep curl route. The 49ers are running Cover 3 Buzz. This is when a safety drops down inside to play a middle hook zone next to the linebackers. Ward uses a read a rotation formation, the RI and Rita meeting right and inside to give more help on Adams in case he runs a curl, dig, slants, or anything of that nature. Conceptually, the offense's play design makes sense. When Allison sees the middle of the field closed, he's going to sight adjust and bend his route flat to try and find a hole in the zone coverage. This puts Ward in conflict. If he stays underneath Adams' deep curl route, Allison will find the hole and sit down. If he covers Allison, Adams has good leverage on the cornerback and linebacker, so he'll be wide open. As Rodgers drops, he sees Ward's Rita rotation inside to create cover 3 buzz. Rodgers wants to manipulate Ward with his eyes to force him to cover Allison's dig route and create a path for Adams on the curl. The eye movement gets Ward to flip his hips towards Allison, but by feeling Allison's route and getting his eyes back on Rodgers, Ward sees the ball being released and lays out like Kevin Pillar and breaks the play up. I guess Matt LaFleur liked this play call, because in the fourth quarter, on 3rd and 15, when he was getting blown the hell out, the Packers ran the same exact play. So the 49ers said, alright, and use the same exact defense. Once again, they run cover 3 zone buzz, also with a Rita rotation, and this time, since they've already seen this play, linebacker Dre Greenlaw knows to drop deeper and closer to the hash into Adams' deep curl window, so Ward can slide a little further towards the dig route, which is already blanketed underneath by the other linebacker Fred Warner, who has also just seen this concept. On a play the Packers had already run, which already didn't work, the defense didn't even need Ward to have it covered up. It was pretty clear that LaFleur was thoroughly outcoached, and this next example is probably the most damning. In this game, both the Packers and 49ers ran the same exact concept with wildly different results. This concept is a staple in the Shanahan, LaFleur, McVay playbook. Shanahan calls it the burner concept. It's basically a flood concept, which is designed to create a 3-level read on the defense. Simply put, one receiver will clear out the cornerback and safety by running deep, while the other 2 receivers create a high-low read on the curl flat linebacker. If he drops deep, the flat is wide open, and if he charges forward to take away the flat route, the tight end running the sail route will sneak in behind him. The 49ers know exactly how to stop this and have the perfect play call. It sure helps when the other team is running a crappier version of your offense. The coverage is called Cover 3 Sky. Ward uses a Lou rotation to drop down as the sky safety. The LO in Lou stands for left outside. This rotation is another example of the defense's well-executed game plan, which takes pressure off of its players. Linebacker Azeez Al-Shaair is now less conflicted in the running game and doesn't need to overplay the run to contain the edge, which becomes Ward's job. When Al-Shaair sees pass, he's going to use the robot technique, which means rob and get underneath the crossing route. You'll see Bobby Wagner from the Seahawks do this all the time. The 49ers trust their linebackers with this assignment, and Al-Shaair easily undercuts the tight end Mercedes Lewis, who runs like Rich Eisen. This gives Ward an easy read to contain the edge and cover the flat route, so Rodgers is forced to tuck the ball and run for a measly 4 yards. On the 61-yard touchdown pass to tight end George Kittle, the 49ers ran the exact same burner concept, albeit out of a different formation and with 3 tight ends, but you can see how similar it is. Kittle is going to run off the deep coverage, while tight end Ross Dwelley runs the sail route and wide receiver Richie James runs across the formation to the flat. There are 2 important keys here. First, this concept in both playbooks typically calls for a burner route from the deep receiver, 15 yards towards the post, then break back outside to the corner. Instead, Kittle runs a rage route, which is designed to look exactly the same as the burner route and what cornerback Kevin King expects him to run, but then goes back to the post. The second key, and more importantly, is the lack of trust the Packers have in their first-round pick Darnell Savage. They don't trust him as a safety to use the same robot technique the undrafted linebacker Al-Shaair used on the sail route. Knowing this, the Packers have coached their free safety Adrian Amos to scream downfield to jump the crossing route, which leaves the middle of the field wide open and gives Kevin King a brutal assignment. So why don't the Packers just run the rage route that Kittle ran when they're running their burner concept? Oh yeah, they did, and it totally burned Richard Sherman. But the 49ers game planned and prepared better than the Packers. Just like Kittle, Davante Adams is going to stem 10 yards upfield, then cut towards the corner. This completely fools Sherman and turns him around just like it did Kevin King. The difference? The 49ers trusted their linebacker to robot the crossing route, freeing their safety Tart to play his normal deep middle zone assignment and take away Adams' double move to the inside. Using the same concept, Rodgers was pressured, had absolutely nowhere to go with the ball, and scrambled for 4 yards. Whereas Jimmy Garoppolo had all the time in the world thanks to the play-action fake actually working, and Kittle wide open for a 61-yard touchdown. Folks, that is the difference in preparation, game plan, and coaching staff. Everyone kept saying the 49ers haven't played anybody, but embarrassing Aaron Rodgers and the Packers to this magnitude is a clear and powerful statement. Not only did they beat Rodgers, they did so in historic fashion. Since 1950, no quarterback has thrown for only 104 yards while completing 20 or more passes. As they head into Week 13, the game plan will shift dramatically for Lamar Jackson and the Ravens, but at least Robert Saleh has experience scheming against this type of offense from his time with the Seahawks. If you're facing this 49ers defense, your offense better have a quality game plan and execute it quickly out of the gate, because if you don't, they will flat out embarrass you. Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to like and subscribe so you can catch future episodes. People keep asking me where they can go to support this channel, and if you're interested, you can sign up on Patreon where you'll unlock exclusive access to my picks against the spread. I posted the burner concept with and without the rage route a couple days ago, so you can get an inside look at some of the plays I'll be talking about before the episode comes out. So, thanks to my patrons, the support is incredible. I can't wait to see Lamar versus this defense on Sunday, so that'll be a fun episode for next week. Alright, until next Saturday, see ya!